Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Hallie and I'm so happy that you're here today. Today I'm going to be continuing my collection series. So basically I'm just going to be talking about each item of makeup I have: foundation, concealer, powder, blush, bronzer, highlighter, setting sprays, eyeshadow palettes, and all that kind of stuff, and just talking about each one I have, why I kept it, and what I really like about it. So today I'm going to be combining concealers and setting powders. So basically that's what I'm going to be talking about today, and I'm really excited. So let's get started with the video. Alright, so today I'm going to be talking about my concealers and powders. I've already done this video on my foundations, so if you want to keep up on this series, go ahead and check that one out. Alright, so I'm just going to start off by talking about my drugstore concealers like I did in the foundation video. So the first one I really have to talk about today is the e.l.f. and it's just an e.l.f. concealer. It's in the shade Fair. It does not have a name. I'll try to find it and link it in the description box. I love this concealer. Let me get situated. I'm almost out. My cousin let me borrow this from her, and I really ended up liking it, so she let me have it. I think it's only a few dollars, maybe $3, but it's a small tube, but the coverage is really nice. The color is nice to brighten up my under eye. It's almost out. I need to get a new one. But it looks small and little, but the coverage is seriously good, and it does not emphasize a lot of texture underneath my eyes, which I look for in a concealer. The next one that I have is the Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer, and it's waterproof in the shade Porcelain No. 10. This is a little bit light for me at the moment, but this concealer, you can see it's pretty pigmented compared to the e.l.f. one. It covers up your under eye. I'm wearing it right now. I concealed my brows with it. If you can see, all this light color right here is all this concealer. It smells so good. Like, I just love smelling this concealer. It just has a smell to it that I love. And it, again, does not emphasize much texture under my eyes if you set it with the right powder. And I think it really lasts all day long. It doesn't crack or get dry or anything. And then I only have 3 drugstore concealers, but the last one is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. And this is supposed to be a dupe for Tarte Shape Tape, and I've used this a few times. I just recently used it for the first time in a video, and this one, it's much thicker than the other two. Like, as you can see there, it's much thicker than even the Catrice one. It is a lot like Shape Tape. I've used Shape Tape for probably 2 years now, and you can see the applicator. If you've ever used Shape Tape, you can tell it's a lot like it. I'll just show it to you right now. A Shape Tape applicator. Shape Tape is bigger, but you can see it's the large doe foot, which concealers don't normally have, and it's the same thick consistency for a fraction of the price. I think this is $7, and I want to say this is $27 or $32 or something along those lines. So this is just like this. But the only thing is, I actually like this one a little bit better because it's not as drying. Shape Tape makes my under eyes look so dried and cracked. This one really doesn't. I'm wearing this one right now, and you can see that, I mean, it did sink in a little bit, but not bad at all. Moving on to higher end, I have the halliekat27 Skin Concealer in the shade Birch. You've heard me talk about this in recent videos. I love this concealer. It's very dewy. I'm going to do the high-end ones underneath. It's a dewy concealer, which I love because I have drier skin. But this is just not the right shade for me. I'm really tempted to buy another one because it's really peach. Like, this is the most peach product I have, peach undertoned, and I'm not peach. I'm very neutral. and this just looks orange. It doesn't adhere on my skin. When I wear it under my eyes, when I like to brighten my eyes, this concealer is either the shade of my skin or a little darker. So I just don't really choose to really use that one often. I really want to buy a new one soon. Next up, like I showed you guys earlier, is the Shape Tape. I have two shades, Fair Neutral and Light Neutral. Fair Neutral I bought first on my own. This is Fair Neutral, and it was way too light for me even when I was at my fairest state in the winter, and it's very out, like there's none left. As you can see how light that is right here. It just looks kind of crazy. I can blend it out and work with it, but I just don't really use it anymore because it's out and it's not my shade. Light Neutral, on the other hand, is a good shade for me. I would prefer, if I would buy another Shape Tape, which I probably won't because it's pretty dry under my eyes, I would buy maybe one shade lighter than this because I really like to brighten up my under eyes. And there it is right there. It's a good shade for me. I like it. I used it recently and it stayed pretty nice all day. It doesn't crease. It's a really good concealer if you don't have super dry and textured skin. So that's basically what I think about Shape Tape. I think if you have oily or normal skin or combination skin, you could deal with it. I've dry to combination skin and I can use it in the summer months, but in the winter I cannot even look at Shape Tape without my under eyes being dry. The last concealer I want to talk about today is the MAC Water Weight Concealer in the shade NW15, and this is fairly new to me, but I still do like it. It's in a dropper in a little glass bottle. I'll show you how it comes out. Right there. In a dropper form. And this is seriously the most lightweight concealer I've ever seen or used. It is called the Water Weight, but it just blows your mind. Like, I'll put it on and I do not feel it on my skin. I'll rub it out or I'll blow it, and you just look how much coverage that gives. I just dropped it one time and I could seriously probably blend it up my whole hand. It gives you the coverage. Like, look at that. I could just keep on blending away. Can't do that with the other ones. And I don't hear it being talked about at all on YouTube, or except a few certain people like it. It can look a little funky under your eyes if you don't set it right. If you just slap powder on it, like not a translucent powder, it will look weird. You need to put a loose, not translucent, a loose setting powder on it to make it look right. And if you don't, it can look a little funky sometimes. So that's all my concealers. My favorite concealer is probably, I really like the Kylie one, and I like the MAC one, and I really like the Makeup Revolution one. I love all the concealers I've had. That's why I've kept them over the past few months. So these are all my favorite concealers and my whole concealer collection. I hope to get more soon and test them out for all of you. And next I'm going to be talking about my translucent powders, my loose setting powders, and packed compact powders. So we're going to talk about that next. Alright, to start off with, I'm going to talk about my two face powders that I use everywhere on my face except under my eyes and in between my forehead. I'll usually bake or use a translucent brightening powder under my eyes and on my forehead, sometimes around my nose, like on my smile lines and stuff. And then on the rest of my face, and to knock off baking powder, these are what I use. So the first one is called the Milani Face Powder in the shade 04 Light Tan. It's called the Multitasker Face Powder. Setting, finishing, and blotting. So this is what it looks like. It used to have a really pretty design on it, but I used it so much it kind of wore away. It came with a little powder puff and a mirror, and I don't use the powder puff anymore. But this powder, I really like it, except for the fact that it gives you not an ounce of coverage. It just kind of knocks off bake and sets the rest of the face beautifully, but without any coverage. I really like it and I recommend it. I think I got it on sale at Walmart. So my second and last face powder is the MAC Studio Fix face powder in the shade C4.5, and I think it's just a neutral shade. This is what it looks like, and I use this almost every day. It also does this little thing, comes with a mirror. You all know how MAC works, and this does give you coverage. If you just put concealer under your eyes right here and on your chin, and then you set that with it and the rest of your face, like just brush powder, maybe put a little loose setting powder under your eyes, you will look like you almost have foundation on, because this gives you a good amount of coverage. And that's what I really love about it for those lazy makeup days where I don't really put a lot of makeup on, which I do often. I'll do that tutorial for you guys another time, where what I really do on a day-to-day basis. But this, the MAC Studio Fix, is a holy grail to lots of people on YouTube, and I am happy that I have it newly in my collection, and I'm excited to use it more in front of you guys. Alright, moving on to my 3 translucent / loose setting powders. So the first one I have is by Maybelline, and it's the Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in the shade 10 Fair Light. I love this powder, and I recommend it to people who are new and want to just buy a cheap powder. This does not make you look crazy dry under your eyes, and that's really what I look for. It's very fine and milled, really thin, and it feels so soft when you rub it together. You get quite a bit in here. I've had this for a while, and I think I've only gone through a quarter of it. It's pretty cheap. I don't know exactly how much. Maybe it's like $7 or $9. And they have a couple shades. I think they have a translucent shade. I got Fair Light, and I know this wasn't the lightest shade, but this really brightens up the under eyes when you want to. Next, Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder in the shade Translucent. I don't know why everybody doesn't have this powder that loves makeup. This, I'm just going to get it. This powder, oh dear, it's a messy one. But if you can get past that, did you see that? It's worth it. I love this powder. It smells so good to me. They have a couple different shades, and I really recommend it. I don't know what else to say. It doesn't flash back. Yes, the Maybelline one does not flash back. That's what I love about these two. This does not flash back. I use this for prom and homecoming, and it sets your makeup all day and night. Please try this powder. It's at Walmart. It's like $5, $6. You will not regret it. I think they have it at CVS too. My last loose powder is the Urban Decay Velvetizer. My cousin gave me this. She gives me lots of my makeup. I'm really grateful for her. This is the Translucent Mix and Medium, and this is the most fine powder I have. It's very beautiful, and I don't know, you're not going to be able to see it. It's translucent. Try to pick some up. You can't, like, I've never felt a powder like this. And when you put it on the eyes, it makes your under eyes so blurred and beautiful, and plus it sets it all day. I have yet to mix it in with my foundation. I'm interested to try that, and I'm going to do that in a future video. But this flashes back so sadly, because it makes my under eyes so beautiful. The most beautiful they ever look is when I use this, but when I want to look the most beautiful for prom, homecoming, all those types of events, I'm taking flash photography. I cannot have white and white in my pictures. It just does not look good. So I use that when I'm not doing photography and I'm just going to lunch or dinner or something. So this video is almost done. I'm just going to talk about 2 more products. My face powder palettes, like contour-ish things, and I'm just going to talk about the powder shades in them. So I have 2 of them. I have the Park Avenue Princess by Tarte, and I have Kat Von D Shade and Light. The Park Avenue Princess by Tarte has just 2 powders in it that I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to talk about these in another video. So these first 2 shades are called Halo and Enhance. I use Enhance more than Halo. Enhance is right here, and it's a really brightening yellow undertone powder. And Halo is more of a pinkier to neutral undertone. And what I would love doing with these is after I've honestly even just set my face, and I go in with like spray after that, and maybe the brightness of my under eyes has gone away. So what I do is I'll take my beauty blender and dip in and really just focus it right here and here and maybe on the chin, and it just brightens up my under eyes like there's no tomorrow. I love this palette and I will forever love it. Shade and Light by Kat Von D is holy grail to a lot of people for contouring, and I'm just going to talk about the top 3 again today. And I use the Park Avenue Princess one more, but I love the 3. I don't really use this one, but these 2 again, a more pinky and a more yellow, they do basically the same thing, and I like these palettes pretty much evenly, but I just find myself reaching for this one a little bit more. But I'm going to keep these in my collection, and I really recommend both of them to you. Alright guys, that completes this video. I love making these videos. I think they're my favorite ones to make. Just talking to you guys about my makeup. Talking to you about the things I love, the things I've kept. And I'm going to continue with this series. I'm going to call it my collection series. And next I think I'm going to do bronzers and contours. And I'm super excited. I hope you like these videos, and if you do, please give them a thumbs up. Maybe leave a comment down below of maybe your favorite powders or concealers if you would like, and I would really like that, and I will respond. I hope you guys are enjoying my videos. If you've watched any of my other ones, I'm really happy to be making them, and it's fun for me. I'm happy I got a chair to sit in, and I got a ring light, and I really hope that my content that I'm putting out you guys like, and I hope to continue doing it more and more. So if you have any suggestions for video ideas, please leave them down below, because all the suggestions will help and get my creative brain flowing on certain videos, and I'm really excited, and I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.